Hi, good evening. Lord help me because I have been asked a question, but I feel like you guys need to be a little more specific when it comes down to some of the questions that you guys have been asking me. I have answered the majority of them to the best of my ability through the teachings, through me letting you guys know what happened to me. And whatever I have taught, whatever I have talked about, it has happened to me before, and that is what Miss Williams removed, like all of it. The constant negative thoughts that I was having, that is gone. It's been gone for years. Everything is gone. Everything that the enemy placed upon my life, all of the curses are gone. It's been gone for a long time. I know that whenever I put out certain videos, it was people still in the comments saying that I was still that I was under a curse and whatever. And I'm like, no, it's been removed. I'm just telling you guys what happened to me. And really, when I got into doing videos like talking about, I was in the healing process from the curses, from the spell work, from the trauma. I was in the process of healing, and I had like I said, damaged emotions. But Miss Williams, she did give me permission to tell you guys some of the other things that may have happened and how things took place and what happened with me and her and whatnot. It's just so hard to put into words all of the stuff that Miss Williams has done for me, which is why I did it the way that I did it, through teaching you guys and telling you guys about it, about what happened to me. Therefore, you guys could probably piece together what was removed and what was a part of my process. I know one of you guys asked about it because you guys are under Miss Williams and you want to know what my process was like. But I told you guys it may not look the same as for you. Your process and my process is most likely going to be different on account of your soul, your journey, the way God made you versus the way God made me. You may not go to jail. I went to jail. You may not go. Okay, so I can't say what your process is going to be. I can't tell you that. I don't know. All I know is that I want you guys to expect freedom. If you keep going, expect good results. Expect to get attacked. I'm telling you that too, because you are breaking things off of your bloodline. You are breaking things off of you. You're getting rid of stuff that's probably been there for generation after generation, and you're tearing down the enemy's plans. And not only that, you are becoming enlightened and you're receiving revelation for a lot of things. And God is going to fix it to where it trickles down to your children too. The enemy do not want that. He does not want your generation to rise up, because you guys are going to be very, very powerful whenever you do. And so it's not going to be nothing that the enemy can do, because you have risen to a certain level, and it's nothing he will be able to do to pull you back down there. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, expect to be attacked. Expect to get angry too, because I had times where I got angry. Even throughout the process with Miss Williams, there was a couple times I was mad at her because I was tired and she was telling me I had to keep going, and I was mad. I'm like, why? Because I didn't know. Like, I didn't understand. I didn't even know what I was doing when I met her. When I first met her, I didn't know that this was going to be what it is right now. I didn't know that me and her will end up like this. This is all a part of God's plan. Hence why I don't know what to tell you as far as your journey would be. Just because something went away with me, don't mean it's going to go away with you. But I can tell you to expect the unexpected. Whatever you're feeling, it is quite normal. I told you guys, if you feel like something is off and you called her and she doesn't answer, text her. Text her, because there were times, I'm telling you, whatever God placed on Miss Williams, I've never seen it before in my life. Okay. There were times when I text her when I was being attacked. This is when I was praying myself, but I guess my stuff wasn't heavy enough to get it away from me. I text her I'm telling you, I'm not kidding y'all. It seemed like as soon as she read the message, the stuff was gone. It was gone. And I was good for the rest of whenever, until it was time for me to pray again, and then I was strong enough to remove whatever that was. But it's other things that she has done to remove things that I guess it was too heavy for me, or that it's something else that's in God's plan, to where I have to work with her and she has to work with me. This is God's doing, not mine. Like I said, my process and yours, you y'all could, a lot of you guys, for one, this is how y'all know this is a different process, because a lot of y'all are able to work. You guys are being afflicted, attacked, and you have curses on you, but you're still able to work. Me, I couldn't even work. 2 months tops was as long as I was able to stay on a job through all of those years, until it got to the point where I just could not do it anymore, because I was so tired. I just couldn't do it anymore. So a lot of you guys are still on a job. You still have income. Maybe the enemy is like stealing some of it, but you still like have an income. Like I didn't. So it was just a total different thing. I would get miracles out of nowhere and things like that. God was still with me through the whole process, and just like he's still with you guys. And like I was telling you guys, there was stuff going on with my children. She removed that, okay? It was things going on. It was a lot. I mean, I can't think of nothing that I didn't go through. You might as well say I was homeless at one point, because I was definitely sleeping in my car at one point. She removed it. I mean, it's gone. So as far as what's going to happen with you, that's between you and God. It truly is. Whatever your cycle is, that all of that is between you and God. Okay? Like I said, you might not go to jail. You might not have to be out here in physical fights like what was happening to me out of nowhere. You may not, like, it's certain things that just might not happen with you, but it still needs to be removed. Whatever is going on with you that is from the enemy, it still needs to be gone, so that you can be lifted up by God, and he can put you in your bloodline in a good in a better space, to where you can freely work with him. I will also say, expect ups and downs. Expect not to always get things right all the time. Expect to not be perfect all the time. Expect for things to fall away. Expect for new things to come in. Expect the unexpected. Expect change. Okay, that's one of the biggest things. Expect change in your life. Expect for mindsets to get torn down. Certain mindsets that's not right to get torn down. Expect God to lead you to the truth. Expect to be led to the truth. Expect, because this is what Miss Williams do. Whatever God placed on her, she has the ability to remove it and replace it. So that's godly. That's what God do. Expect for certain things to just fall out of your life, and expect to not be of this world. Expect for God to pull you out of this world in certain worldly ways of thinking, because that's what I had to do. It's certain little things that was there for me, in me, that needed to be absolutely pulled down and pulled out, and it got done like that. But I will say too, I don't know why it was done like this, but I'm glad that it was, because I wouldn't know how I wouldn't know these aspects of God if that didn't happen to me. If I didn't get pulled all the way down to hell, pretty much, and then lifted out of hell upward, I wouldn't know what it was like. And it is one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen in my life. And like I said, I don't regret it. If you keep going, you're going to see what I'm talking about, and what I have been talking about for a while now. Expect for lies to be exposed. Expect to get your strength back. Expect to get rid of. Okay, so one time I asked God, I said, what's the difference between me now and the person that I was back in the day? And he told me that the difference between me now and me back then was that back then I was trying to control my own life. And I don't do that anymore. I used to. I remember that. I remember me saying, okay, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. And yeah, but no, at the same time, like the stuff that I did want to do, yeah, I can do that. But it's more on God's timing now. Like it's more of like, okay, well, this is when God say this is when you do this. It's more organized. Thank you, Lord. It's more organized now than what me being back in the day, moving on my own behalf without getting a word from God to do or make those moves at the specific time. So expect to not be in control of your own life. Expect to let go of control, because that's what you're going to have to do. I told you guys that a while back. You don't drive this thing at all. And like I was telling y'all, my life is not mine. It belongs to God. And I had to realize that the fight is His, essentially, which we have won. But I had to just learn. Okay, I had to do a lot of learning. I had to do a lot of praying. I had to do a lot of crucifying of my flesh. So expect that. Expect that. If you're working with Miss Williams and you keep going, it just leads you to that. It leads you to the right space, to the right way. It just does. Whatever she do, it leads you to freedom. Like it also guides you as well, and it brings peace. So expect peace. Expect peace. Expect joy, happiness. And like I said, there's ups and downs through the whole process because of all of the things that are going on in your soul that has to be removed. So you're going through a spiritual detox as well. Certain roots are being pulled out of your bloodline and everything. And yeah, it's not the easiest thing in the world. And like I said, I had all of that stuff going on with me, and it's not there no more. Because I found that when I resisted against a lot of the things that God wanted, it made things worse, and I didn't feel good. But when I let go and let God do it, I felt amazing, and everything went smooth, and everything goes smoothly whenever I allow God to do, and I don't like push back against it or try to force myself or not force myself or whatever the case may be, whatever is going on. But yeah, expect freedom at the end of the day, because you're going to change if you keep going. But it's for the good. All of it is for good. All of it is for your good. I'm telling you. I love the space that I'm in now, and I told God too, I was like, man, this stuff you've been showing me is so cool. And He said it gets even cooler. He said it gets even cooler. I love Him so much. And I pray that you guys, like I said, keep going. Keep going. Because I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep going as well. And I'm still going. Still going. Still in the fight. It is what it is. I don't plan on getting out of it at all. It's beautiful over here. Expect that. Okay. All right. I love you guys. Take care. Bye.